Hey everyone, it's Hannah here at ColDesi, and today we're going to be embroidering a really fun 4th of July themed beach tote and towel set here. Now we're using our Avance 1501C, and we're also using the MagFrame Kit that you see here. And you can find this on colemanandcompany.com. And what this does is it makes it really easy to embroider on small items like collars and sleeves that are generally harder to hoop. But it's also great for embroidering larger items like totes and towels. So the MagFrame Kit is going to come with a bunch of different sized frames here. Some are great for collars and sleeves, but you're also going to get some larger ones that are great for towels or totes or anything else that you need to sew out. You're also going to get a variety of different magnets here, and you have some long ones, but you'll also get some shorter ones. Then you have the frame that's going to go onto your embroidery machine that these fit on. So here we have some of the products we're going to use for our 4th of July beach tote and towel set. So we have a Port Authority towel here, and then we also have a Port Authority Essential Zip Tote. Now you can find both of these blanks on Coleman & Company, and we also have some embroidery supplies we're going to be using. So we have a 3-ounce cutaway backing. We're going to use this for the towel. And then we have some tearaway backing, which is perfect for embroidering on a tote. Now for the towel, we are also going to be using the Vanish water-soluble topping, and it's going to help push down some of these fibers so our embroidery can really pop. The first step in using your MagFrame kit is to put your U-frame onto your embroidery machine. So this is going to work just like a hoop. You're just going to slide it into your embroidery arms here, and it's going to lock into place. So first we're going to embroider our beach tote here. So I have that tearaway backing from earlier. I'm just going to insert that inside my tote. I'm then going to grab my MagFrame, and I'm also going to put this inside my tote underneath the backing. And then you can kind of see it, and I'm just going to line it up here to where I think is about the center. So now we're going to put our magnets into place, and this is going to secure our tote bag onto our frame. So we're just going to do these one at a time, and you put it on all 4 sides here, and you'll feel the magnet just pull out of your hand and attach onto the frame. And you kind of want to smooth out your bag at the same time so that we make sure it's nice and tight. All right, and now we can go ahead and put this frame onto our embroidery machine. So I'm just going to thread it onto our machine like this, and I'm going to slide it all the way to the back where this knob is. I'm just going to secure it into place, and then I'm going to tighten our knob. And then you'll feel that it's nice and secure, and we just want to move our bag's handle out of the way as well. Don't want to sew that. As you can see here, we have our flamingo design already loaded into our machine, and we're just going to send it through the steps on our control panel to get it ready to sew out. So first you want to make sure that your design is selected. So you just click on it and it'll highlight it. And then we're going to move on to screen 2. On this screen, you can change the direction of your design. You can also make it larger or smaller, but those are all things you kind of want to do in your digitizing software beforehand. So if you click your magnifying glass here, you can see your design just pop up on screen, and you get a nice little visual there. Now we're going to move on to screen 3, and this is where we're going to choose our colors. So our run sheet tells us that color 1 is white, color 2 is red, and we have that on our 7th needle. Color 3 is blue, which is on needle 4, and then color 4 is white, and we already have that set. So if you followed your run sheet correctly, your control panel should display an accurate description of your design at this point. So now we're ready to move on to page 4. And this is where we're going to confirm our embroidery design. This is also where you're going to select the correct frame for your embroidery job, and it's also where you're going to perform your trace. Now performing a trace is really important with embroidery because you don't want to hit your frame because you will break a needle. So to do this, we first want to exit out of this screen, and we want to make sure we're on needle number 1. You'll see the head of your embroidery machine move over, and needle number 1 will now be in the center of your frame. Go back to your hoop frame. So now we're going to perform this trace here, and what it's going to do is it's going to move the needle number 1 around your design. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that this needle isn't going to run into your hoop at all. You can lightly hold down the needle just to make sure, but so far we're looking good. It doesn't look like this design is going to hit our frame at all. Now we can exit out of this screen and we can go ahead and press start. So our flamingo's done sewing out now, so we can carefully remove this from our embroidery machine. It's going to loosen up this knob back here and lift this up and slide it out. And we can take this to our working table so we can remove our magnets and tear away our backing. So these magnets are really strong, so you're just going to use the side of each one to pop them off. Then you can take your hoop out, and now we can tear away our backing. So like the name implies, tear away backing can simply just be torn away. So it's right inside our bag here, and we're just going to do it each sheet one at a time and tear it away. All right. And now our flamingo beach tote bag is complete. So now we're going to hoop up our towel. So I have some cutaway backing here. I like this for towels because it's super soft, and the more you wash it, the softer it's going to get. So we're going to make sure that our flamingo design is just a couple inches up from our hem right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my towel up. So these fold lines here are really going to help me up getting my design centered on our towel. So I'm going to grab my cutaway backing and I'm just going to place it underneath my towel here. I'm then going to grab my mag frame. Now a quick tip, this is going to help you figure out what side is up when putting this on your embroidery machine. You'll see that it has a little slight curve here. Now you want this curve to be facing up as opposed to this way when the curve is facing down. So this is going to be the top. And we're going to put this under our backing and under our towel. And we're going to have it facing out this way so that we can put it on our machine like so. And make sure that's kind of centered up. We can use our hands to just feel around. And then we're going to apply our magnets. We're going to do it on all four sides, just like the tote bag. So now we can go ahead and put our towel on our machine. And again, we're just going to slide this frame in, secure it in the back, turn on that knob so that it's nice and tight into place. Make sure that our towel's out of the way so that we're not sewing it together at all. And then we're going to head over to the control panel so we can do a couple things. Now we're going to send our flamingo design through the steps on the control panel, just like we did earlier with the tote bag, but we have one different step here for this towel. So once we get to page 2 here, we're actually going to rotate our flamingo design. We're going to flip it upside down because as you could see, when we put this towel on our embroidery machine, we have it upside down so that the whole towel isn't hanging over the side. So right where this direction in P is, we're just going to flip it so the P is upside down. And then you can see when you hit the magnifying glass, our design is flipped. So now this is ready to go. We can move on to page 3 here, and we're just going to confirm our embroidery. So now again, page 3 is where you're going to pick your colors for your design, and we are going to change a color here. We're sewing on a white towel, so we're going to change the white in our design to a light gray, just so it'll pop out a little more. So on color 1, we're going to change that to gray, which is on needle 8, and color 4 is also going to be changed to gray. Now we can move on to page 4. Now on page 4 is where we're going to trace our design. So we're going to go into our hoop screen again and go ahead and pick our trace and make sure that it does not hit our frame at all. So once you're comfortable with your trace and you know that your needle's not going to hit your frame at all, you want to exit out of this screen. And just real quick note, remember when you do your trace to make sure that you are on needle number 1, and we showed you how to do that with the tote bag here, but just a good note is we'll see the number of the active needle right on top of your color changes here. So real quick, before you press start on your embroidery machine, this is when you want to add your Vanish water-soluble topping. So we're just going to tear a piece off here, and we're going to gently lay it on top of our towel where our design is going to sew out. And what this is going to do is it's going to push down all of our towel fibers, and it's going to make sure our embroidery sits at the top of our towel and isn't being covered. So now that's placed, and we can go ahead and press start. So our flamingo design is now done sewing out. So we're just going to go ahead and loosen the knob at the back, just like we did before with our tote bag. And we're going to remove the frame from our embroidery machine. Now we're going to take this towel over to our working station so that we can remove our magnets and cut away our backing and get rid of our topping. So we're carefully removing all of our magnets now. And then we're just going to tear away this water-soluble topping. And then any of the little pieces that we can't get to, you can use some tweezers just to pick them out. But also, as the name implies, water-soluble topping, if you add just a little bit of water to the small areas here, this topping is going to disappear. So if there's any pieces that you don't get, as soon as your customer washes this, all of that topping will go away. So now remember, we used our cutaway backing for this towel. So we're just going to flip it over and we're going to use some scissors to carefully cut it away. And see, I'm cutting it this way just so that I'm sure that I'm not puncturing my towel at all. And like I mentioned earlier, the best part about this backing is it's going to just get softer and softer every time they wash this towel. So it's okay if there's a little bit of backing left over around your design. Now, by embroidering a custom beach tote and towel like we have here, you're offering your customers two really high value items. And then when you bundle them in a set like we have here today, you're just able to put some more money back into your pocket. So to find any of the products that we used today in this video, visit colemanandcompany.com and you can live chat with one of our pros. Thanks for watching.